Welcome to the CHSDA 2021 Commencement Ceremony. We ask that everyone remain seated at this time. The graduates are going to have plenty of aisle time so that you all get your photos. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the National Anthem. Be seated. It's windy up here. Good evening, parents, families, friends, and distinguished guests of the class of 2021. Welcome to the Cleveland High School for Digital Arts 4th Annual Commencement Exercise. My name is Jasmine Mays. I serve as the principal and head of School of Digital Arts. And as you know, graduation is a time of celebration. High school graduation is a valued requirement that all should be proud to participate in. Our senior students have worked extremely hard to finally see this formal ceremony, and we want this occasion to reflect their efforts. Please remain seated during the ceremony so that our professional photographers are able to capture the memories. The class of 2021 is built differently. Not only did they have a less than normal senior year, they had an interrupted junior year last 2020 when the pandemic first took the world by storm. Through a challenging year, a very challenging year for the entire country as it struggled to reckon with its ugly history and its ongoing battle with racism, CHSDA students hung on to each other. These seniors encouraged one another. The seniors on or to the left of the stage pushed through to earn these diplomas. We are proud of their accomplishments and the work that they will go on to do in a world that needs them. I speak for the entire CHSDA community when I say that this class will be greatly missed. The class of 2021 is talented, intelligent, and is full of free thinkers. Trust me, because you can't tell them anything. You can advise, but you have to show them things that they can live. They're a class who likes to experience the world for themselves, and I have no doubt that that is what they're going to do moving forward. I am so honored to be with all of you, family and partners, to honor this occasion. We are particularly glad to welcome our distinguished guest on stage, Ms. Lori Ward, Chief Talent and Equity Officer from CMSD, and Dr. Leslie Parker Barnes as our keynote speaker. Please give them a round of applause for joining us today. Again, welcome to our 2021 commencement, and we will continue our ceremony with Mr. Grant.
Thank you, Ms. Mays. Hello, my name is Kenneth Grant. I am the Dean of Engagement and Student Support. First, allow me to congratulate the parents and everyone that has offered support during this journey. Your hard work and consistency has paid off. I salute you for allowing us the opportunity to serve your student and to help with modeling the young people sitting on the stage to my right today. Will all parents, guardians, or anyone that has had an influence on your students please stand? Now, now students, please give a round of applause to thank that special person that has been instrumental in your educational career. Thank you. You guys should have been doing some backflips, I think. A commencement ceremony is the formal recognition of the students' accomplishments, both collectively and individually, and a time for parents, relatives, and staff to observe the graduates being honored. As such, it is necessary that a ceremony be a celebration that befits the occasion. Every parent and guardian deserves the right to hear his or her child's name, and we don't want to take that moment for granted. We respectfully request that you allow every family member to hear the name of the student that came to support. Just know that the work does not stop here. As the song goes, there's one more river to cross. So this is not the end of your journey, but this is just the beginning. To the students, stay focused on your goals. Reevaluate your habits constantly and utilize the supports that are designed to help you. Congratulations and good luck. At this time, please welcome Class of 2021 salutatorian Sean Nunu for his remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Grant. Greetings, friends, faculty, family, and of course, my dear class of 2021. Thank you all for coming to celebrate one of the most important moments in our lives. Before I begin, I would like us to take a moment to give a round of applause to all those students that have made it this far, as well as to the teachers and faculty that has aided our success. Never did I picture myself being a salutatorian of my class. About 2.5 years ago, I hardly knew what the word salutatorian or valedictorian meant. But now that I'm here, I'm honored to be the salutatorian, and I give my salute to the valedictorian of the class of 2021. But I'm not here to talk about GPA or class rankings that are of little importance at this point in time. I'm here to remind you all to reflect and cherish the great moments and important key takeaways we had as a class during our time at Cleveland High School for Digital Arts. When I started school as a sophomore, I never gave a thought about rankings or grades. How could I? Almost everything seemed new to me, like I was a 5-year-old starting kindergarten in high school. I had only a few months since I'd arrived to the United States after living in Ghana for most of my life. Many things were different. There was a different culture, different groups of diversity, different class subjects, different school system, different food, and even different humor. Like most students, I was shy and awkward my first month at school. I thought I'll always be that one awkward kid who sat in the corner and said nothing all day. But no, I wasn't. Not entirely. It was the great community of digital arts that changed me as a person. In my first week, people who didn't even know me opened up to me. They told me jokes, silly stories, a lot of weird things too. Ultimately, they helped me learn about American culture and discover my new environment. There were also the fantastic teachers who were not only kind and caring, but were very funny and had great humor. I'll never forget Mr. Miller, always getting wrecked and roasted by Miss Mays in their little rivalry games. It is experiences like these that takes away most of the stress and hardship that comes with going to high school for many of us. The staff are always uplifting and put up their utmost effort in making us feel happy and safe to go to school. I remember being new to American culture. I was pretty fond of the dabbing meme that apparently died 6 years ago. To me, it was just born at that time. I cannot forget the funny moments when my classmates would laugh at me for attempting to imitate such an old meme. Well, today, I stand before my class, and I want you guys to witness my final dab in honor of the class of 2021. Jokes aside, we've made it here together. We shared and struggled through the hardship, had our fun times, and had our sad moments together. We inspired each other to work hard, to become a great community that motivated even a shy person like me to be more open-minded and outgoing. We didn't make it through this pandemic alone. We did it together as a society, reminding each other to wear masks, social distance, and frequently sanitize our hands. Admittedly, the pandemic did take away much of the great senior experiences we could have had. Well, this is a friendly reminder that we shouldn't dwell on experiences that we couldn't have, but rather, we should cherish all those experiences that we could have. Whether big or small, fun or frightening, all of these experiences make us who we are and inspire us to initiate future experiences for us, our families, and our friends. Let us be proud of all the great experiences that we have had together, and not only as a class, but as people during this pandemic. Speaking of together, I would like to stress the importance of teamwork and collaboration skills that were strongly emphasized by Cleveland High School for Digital Arts. From their fun collaborative project-based learning to their film production in Mr. Woody's class, if there's anything I've learned from being at high school, it's the importance and power of teamwork. As said by the famous author, John Dixon, united we stand, divided we fall. Well, in our case, sit for the ceremony. Fellow classmates, as we depart, I hope you don't take your time and experiences at high school and your honor to wear your graduation cap for granted. For many have not made it to this point. You should all be proud and celebrate your success of being called a graduate of Cleveland High School for Digital Arts. Though this very well may seem like the end of school for some of us, know that this graduation ceremony is only the beginning, no matter what your plans are. To many, schools are institutions where we learn. But if you think about it, you realize that in most cases, life is like school. As long as there's an area to learn and part of your life to improve, you are in school. Whether you're going straight to the workforce, to college, to trade school, or to the military. Whatever your desires may be, know that this graduation only marks the beginning of a lifetime work of school that we have ahead of us. As my father once said, you don't pass through school, but rather the school passes through you. Meaning, it's not what you do, it's not where you go that totally makes who you are, but rather who you are as a person that will ultimately decide where you go in life. Fellow classmates, no matter where you go, as long as you have the will to work hard and the passion to grow as a person, you will succeed. Remember that we all have dreams, but it's important that we put our utmost effort to turn these dreams into reality. Once again, thank you for coming and to celebrate this important moment in our lives. And now, I introduce to the podium the valedictorian of the class of 2021, Asia Leatherwood. Thank you.
Yeah, technical difficulty. Good evening. Oh, nice down. I'm sorry. Parents, faculty, and friends, but most importantly, the class of 2021. I would like to express my gratitude to all who have helped us get to where we are right now. It seems like a lot of us were Naruto running through the second floor hallway, but today we see ourselves walk the stage in person and not on Club Penguin. Even through a pandemic and increased political tension, we've prevailed. Though it may seem the past year has been robbed from us, we've had an abundance of time to reflect on ourselves. This past year has highlighted many flaws in our system and a lack of empathy from the world around us. But instead of casting it all in a negative light, I think we should take this as a wake-up call. For we need to be the change that we want to see. The future isn't a distant reality anymore. Graduating from high school is just one step in our journey, a privilege that many don't get to experience. Through the years, we've had the chance to meet some amazing people, share ideas and passions through collaboration. But most importantly, we've been able to share laughter. We've taken the initiative to not only exceed academically and extracurricularly, but to just enjoy the experience all together. Through all the stress and drama that comes with being in a building filled with teenagers, from friendship ending Uno matches to doing our Scream and Go for Grant on a random Wednesday morning to aggravate Mr. Miller. To say the least, digital arts was a very unique experience. From our project-based curriculum to our quirky classmates. And of course, I'll never be able to forget when our school bell was Mr. Palmer's Little John impression. Having spent the past 4 years with many of you, I've been able to see you guys discover and devote yourself to your passions. And though we are in different cohorts, we walk as one. Individually, we have unique experiences, but together we represent a bright and creative future. And I mean every single one of us. Although it may not be easy to see, all of your accomplishments are of an immense significance, despite failures in the past and mistakes we will make going forward. My word of advice to you, students, is to remember that your grades, how cool you are, what shoes you wore, all have very, very little significance. Eventually, you'll forget it all anyway. Sure, memorizing math formulas, MLA formatting, and the amendments were an important part of the high school process. And we may continue to use these things as we pursue higher education or enter the workforce. But I hope you all can take meaningful connections and lessons away from this experience. Whether you made a long-lasting friendship or discovered what makes you, you. Regardless of what they are, when it's time for you to flip your tassel, I'm asking you to keep those memories deep inside your heart. I hope you all continue to watch us grow into the leaders of tomorrow, for today serves as the launching point of tomorrow. No matter where it launches us, I know that all the young talents to the right of me, with your continued support, can do amazing things. Thank you. And now a word from Ms. Benton.
Good evening. I am an intervention specialist here at Digital Arts. Can you please join me in applauding Sean and Asia one more time? Thank you. Thank you. It is with great pleasure now that we will formally introduce our top 10. As I call your names, please remain standing. That's all 10 of you until we are done. We will be recognizing you in descending order. Alexander Serrano with a cumulative GPA of 3.43. Anicia Garcia with a cumulative of 3.44. Ray Leonardo with a cumulative of 3.46. Edgar Torres with a cumulative GPA of 3.47. Paris Jones with a cumulative of 3.53. Anthony Staniszewski, with a cumulative of 3.78. Ricardo De Jesus with a cumulative of 3.85. Nyla Williams with a cumulative of 3.95. Sean Nunu with a cumulative of 4.13. And last but not least, Asia Leatherwood with a cumulative of 4.14. Here are our top 10. Students, you may now sit, excuse me. I am now going to introduce our keynote speaker for today. Dr. Leslie Parker Barnes is a native of Akron, Ohio, a graduate of Akron Public Schools, and the recipient of degrees from Bowling Green State University and the McCrary Center for Black Religious Studies, Ashland Theological Seminary, and her doctorate in worship from Robert E. Weber Institute for Worship Studies. Dr. Barnes is the founder of the Youth Excellence Performing Arts Workshop, a thriving service for youth in the Akron area. She was the recipient of the Akron Beacon Journal's Extraordinary Woman Crystal Award in recognition of her service to youth. In 2012, she received the Morgan Impact Award for Imagination for the PEGS Foundation for her service to children. Dr. Barnes is a vocalist who performs with the nationally acclaimed gospel group Divine Hope. She annually presents the Leslie Parker Barnes and Friends concert featuring a community choir made up of members from throughout the greater Akron area. In addition to her leadership with YEPAW, Dr. Barnes is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and serves as the Minister of Praise and Worship Arts at Arlington Church of God in Christ. Excuse me. Please join me in welcoming our motivational speaker, Dr. Parker Barnes.
Thank you for the opportunity to stand before you today. I just want to share 3 simple things that I pray you will take to heart and draw strength from for the rest of your life. Just 3 simple things that will help your dreams move from fantasy to reality. Just 3. 3 simple things that will equip you to get to where you are trying to go. Just 3 things that will make life worth living. First, finish what you start. Second, never stop starting. Third, keep it moving. In spite of more than a year of remote learning, of virtual classes, of social distancing, of extracurricular activities being canceled, mask wearing, hand sanitizers, food shortages, and statistics showing that many of you have suffered mentally, socially, and emotionally, and it may take years to fully recover from the trauma of a worldwide pandemic, people sick, separated from loved ones, even dying. This past year or so has been real. But you finished. Don't let anybody tell you what you cannot do. From this point forward, when the going gets tough, and I wish I could tell you once you graduate everything's going to be easy, but that's not the truth. You need to be able to tell yourself, if I made it through this past year, oh, I can do it again. You made up your mind. You pushed through. You have already proven that you have what it takes to finish. Make it a part of your character, of your personal DNA, to constantly give yourself the gift of getting it done. And not just getting it done, but finishing well. From now on, make it a part of who you are. Make it what people say about you. When somebody starts talking about you, girl, let them be able to say, you know what? When she starts something, she finishes. Man, when they look at you, that's right, that's you. When they look at you, you need to be able to say, when you look at me, you see somebody that gets it done and gets it done well. It will allow your dreams to be more than fairy tales. It will help you to get to where you want to go. Finish what you start. And secondly, never stop starting. You've heard it. Everybody that stood here has said, today is not the end. It's just the beginning. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? What would you attempt? What would you go for if you knew it was impossible for you to fail? Never stop starting. Never stop growing. Never stop learning. I promise you, the best is yet to come. You need to get excited about your next. When I went back to school for my doctorate, y'all, I want y'all to know it's a major feat holding these papers up here. I just need to stop and say that. I just needed to say that. When I went back to school to get my doctorate a few years ago, I told my professor that I really didn't need the title, that I didn't need to be Dr. Leslie Parker Barnes, that I was cool just being Leslie or Minister Barnes at my church, but I really didn't need the title Dr. Leslie Parker Barnes. And he stopped me and he said, I'm going to push back a little bit against that. He said, because there are places that God wants to send you that you will not be able to get in unless you are Dr. Leslie Parker Barnes. There are some places that God wants to put you that you won't be able to get in. They won't even look in your direction unless you are Dr. Leslie Parker Barnes. Hear me, young people. There are still some things that you have to yet learn. There are places that you have to yet go so that you can step into your full purpose. Man, when I stood at the top of the Eiffel Tower in Paris, and I looked over the city of Paris. I was just a kid from the north side of Akron, grew up down in the bottom is what they called it. But there I was. I hadn't Googled it. I wasn't looking at a picture. I was standing there looking over Paris. That experience has shaped me to say there's a whole lot of this world that I have yet to see. When I stood in the cell where Nelson Mandela lived all those years, when I stood there in Robben Island, Somebody wasn't just telling me about it. I was standing there in South Africa. It gave me the momentum that I need to be able to say there's a lot more living, a lot more places that I have yet to see. There's some things you still have yet to do. Never stop starting. Always position yourself to get better. And here it is, so that you can help someone else get better, who will then leave you and go help somebody else get better, who will then go help somebody else be better. Always positioning yourself to be poured into so that you can know the joy of pouring into somebody else. Today is all about you, but don't let it end there. Be so good that you are going to make somebody else good too. Finish what you start. You already have a good hold on this one. You did it. You finished. You are soon to be the graduating class of 2021. Come on, let's give them a round of applause one more time. Never stop starting. Always position yourself to get better so that you can help someone else get better. And lastly, keep it moving. Dr. David Jeremiah's book entitled Forward, he says, always be picking up forward momentum in life, constantly and eagerly onward. Man, that means that there are some things and even some people that I may have to let go of. I may have to leave behind because I'm going somewhere. You want to come with me, that's fine. But if you don't, I got to keep it moving. So pick up a forward momentum so that you can keep it moving. I try to walk every morning. I try to get out and walk at least 2-3 miles every morning. And every time I get out to bed, that's the last thing I want to do. I ain't trying to do it in my heart. I wish I didn't have to do it. I'm trying to figure out, is there any other way? Can I walk just laying here thinking about it? Do I have to get up and actually do the stretches and all of that so I won't cramp up my old knees and joints, get to aching and carrying on? And I'm trying to figure out another way. But once I get started, and once I start walking, my momentum carries me and I am able to do what I set out to do. There are some hurts, some failures, some disappointments that I have to learn from, but then let go so that I can pick up forward momentum. I am not yet what I'm going to be. Woo, but thank God I'm not what I used to be. There are some truths that you must embrace, such as you have already proven that you already have in you what it takes to make it. You did it. You finished. So make room for the even greater things that life has in store for you. Finish what you start. Don't stop starting. Keep it moving. I heard an NBA player say the other day that he lives by the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Man, I like that. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. You have been properly prepared. Some of you have been prepared with skills in digital game design. My grandson is 11 years old. He plays a game every day. And if I would let him, he'd play it all day. Every day. This game created by David Basukic, I believe his name is. And Eric Cassell, he designed it in 1989. I know some of y'all already know what I'm talking about. It is the biggest video game building platform ever. From an idea of combining robots and blocks, this idea, now known as Roblox, is a full corporation worth $4.2 billion. Can you say billion? $4.2 billion. It employs 1,054 people and has 4.5 million active players every month. It took time. Created in 1989, developed in 2003, launched in 2006. Conferences didn't happen automatically, but they were finally established in 2017. Conferences for Roblox? Anyway, but now it's worth $4.2 billion with 4.5 active players every month. If David can do it, why not you? Why not you? You have been properly prepared with skills in recording arts technology. One of you is going to produce that love song that everybody's going to sing in their weddings for the next 15 years. You have been properly prepared with skills in digital filmmaking. You're going to tell somebody's story and put it up on the big screen, and it's going to rock the world. You have been properly prepared in graphic design. You will be the next marketing genius to promote the next Amazon. You have been properly prepared. So it is our expectation that you will perform in life excellently. Finish what you start. You've already proven that you can. Never stop starting. What would you do if you really thought you couldn't fail? Oh, baby, go for it. Always be picking up forward momentum. Keep it moving. Keep running after your next. Never stop dreaming, because I promise you, the best is yet to come. God bless you.
Principal Jasmine Mays, class advisor, and faculty, do you attest to the fact that these students here have satisfactorily completed the requisite course of study prescribed by the Cleveland High School for Digital Arts, the Board of Education of the Cleveland Metropolitan School District, and the Ohio Department of Education?
I certify that all the students seated before us this afternoon have met all of the educational requirements of the state of Ohio and the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. These students are now ready to receive their diplomas.
All right. And now, by the authority of the Board of Education of the Cleveland Metropolitan School District, I have the high honor to bestow upon you, the members of the Cleveland High School for Digital Arts class of 2021, the diploma of the Cleveland High School for the Arts, along with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. On behalf of the Board of Education of the Cleveland Metropolitan School District, Mayor Frank Jackson, Chief Executive Officer Eric Gordon, and I wish to congratulate the men and women of the class of 2021 and their parents and families.
At this time, we will welcome Benjamin Chronister, English Language Arts teacher, and Varenya Hariharan, Spanish teacher, to the podium to announce the names of the graduates.
Here, I'll take this one.
Yep, we'll do that there for you.
And with that said, will the first 10 students please stand? Christopher Adams. Tayshawn Badley. Brandon Banks. Eugene Bargola. Romeo Barnes. Talijah Benjamin. I am Bay. Shania Boone. Alacia Brown. Diamond Burks.
Will the next 10 students please stand? Tavon Caldwell. Delanio Crenshaw. Diamond Crowell. James Cummings. Ricardo de Jesus. Javante Divins. Dorian Dixon. Vernell Dungy. James Edwards. Richard Figueroa.
Caesar Flores. Kaylin Flynn. Anicia Garcia. Brian Hall. Aaron Harris. Xavier Hawks. Deniro Hopper. Bernard Houston. LaShawn Johnson. Paris Jones.
Asia Leatherwood. Asia Leatherwood. Ray Leonardo. Natalie Longworth. Christian Lopez. Rafael Lopez. Lanaya Manuel. Deshaun Mason. Kamaya McMillan. Siobhan Meadows. Jayla Moore.
Sean Nunu. Michael Pratt. Janez Randall. Jameer Ray. Demetrius Redmond. Amos Reyes. Aaliyah Richards. Linda Rucker. Connor Samilton. Alexander Serrano.
Imani Simpson Banks. Anthony Staniszewski. David Supek. Edgar Torres. Catherine Torres Monterosa. Connor Vasquez. LaQuacy Wainwright. Martinez Weeks. Andre Williams. Darion Williams.
Nyla Williams. Xavier Worley. And now please welcome back Ms. Mays.
I didn't want to eat. Thank you. It is now time to move your tassels. If you ever forget which side your tassel goes on, remember that you wear it on the left side over your heart to remind you of your alma mater. Graduates, please stand. As graduates and alumni of the Cleveland High School of the Digital Arts, you have the rights of any other graduate of the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. You have the right to exercise your talent in this community as contributing members of society. You have the right to become proud CHSDA alumni and to continue to pursue your dreams. Now move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left side. Congratulations. Thank you all for joining us in celebration. As we conclude our ceremony, please allow the graduates and our stage guests to exit first. We ask that you exit at the rear to meet your students in front of the entrance in 5 minutes. Again, thank you all for attending the 4th annual commencement exercise for the Cleveland High School for Digital Arts. We will now re-enter the lobby.